Well, hello, good evening, everybody. On this Sunday, Chris Allen here with your 270 weather. It's coming up in just a minute. But first, this word from R&R Controls. You need to pick up the phone this week. And I mentioned this, I think it was on Friday, that this is the best time to call R&R if you need assistance with your heating and cooling, but also your generator. Now, for those of you that have a generator, you need to call them because they can come out and they can maintain it and get it ready for the cooler, colder months ahead. And from everything I've seen, it is going to be a pretty, I think, active winter season. I don't put out a winter forecast necessarily. I might do that here in the next couple of weeks. I don't know. But from everything that I've seen and the way the signals in the atmosphere are moving, we could we could have a interesting winter, more active, more snowy, colder. It's kind of the way it looks. So wouldn't you like to know that everything that you have at your home or at your business is up and running like it's supposed to be, especially your heating, your ventilation, your generators, if you have more than one. And right now, the HVAC team there at R&R Controls, they're doing preventative maintenance right now. They have a lot of people scheduled already at their business, at their home, to come out, take a look at their HVAC, and to see if it's in running order. So you can ask for Blake, Logan P., Kevin, Andy, Aaron, and Malik. Five guys right there. You've heard of Five Guys that does the hamburgers. Well, these are the five guys that do HVAC, and they wear shirts with that logo on it. R&R Controls. Oh, I'm sure they could do a mean hamburger too, but what they specialize in is HVAC preventative maintenance. So call R&R, ask for the HVAC team. Barry and his staff will know what you're talking about. Just say, "Hey, Chris mentioned on his podcast that you've got a HVAC team that will come out, five guys. I mean, there could be just one or two of them at a time, but they've got five experts that know how to handle HVAC services. Just call them up. They'll come out, set up an appointment, take a look at your system, and then see what they can do. 270 777 2024. Repeat it with me. 270 777 2024. R&R Controls, you'll never be without. Your 270 weather for this Sunday in 30 seconds. Well, hello again. Sunday, September 28th. I'm Chris Allen, and this is your 270 weather. Weather for the 270 area code and beyond. I don't know about you guys, but the last couple of days, I have just, it's like I'll start speaking and then it'll it's like it'll start like getting gravelly, and then it's like you have to you have to do the coat throat clearing thing where you do it's because I'm an old man. That's probably what's going on. But anyway, there's that. Now, before I get into the weather and the forecast, I want you to notice something right up here, right there. Subscribe. Okay. Now, if you hold your phone up to it, turn on your camera on your phone, hold it up to it. It's going to take you to my Facebook page where you will be able to subscribe to exclusive content. I just started doing this today. It's kind of an experiment. I'm kind of seeing how this is going to go. It may not, I don't know. I'm just going to, others have done it. I'm going to give it a try and see what it does. But in that exclusive, when you subscribe, and let me tell you that it's $1.99 a month, $1.99 a month. And when you subscribe to it, you will get exclusive content, such as I've got something new called a flash forecast. What is that? Well, I thought, well, with the lightning bolt that I've got for my logo for 270 weather, a flash forecast is a look forward for the next week. So every Sunday, I plan on putting together a flash forecast that's good for the next week. It'll give you rain chances. It's not really detailed, but it's a really quick page that you can look at, and you can just quickly see everything you need to see. Rain chances, updates on the drought, um, temperatures, anything that's coming down the pike. You can look at that, and especially if you're a business and you're like, "Can I do any outside work this week?" Well, the flash forward forecast will be able to tell you that at a glance. You'll be able to see it. And then down the road, your subscription for $1.99 a month will also get you some other content, like maybe I'll do an extra video, or maybe I'll just talk about something other than the weather. Sometimes I tend to, get on a soapbox of some kind, and you'll get that. Or it could be just where I'm out, just riding, taking a back road, or doing some of that stuff, going on a vacation or whatever. And you guys will get to see that content, some photos and videos of stuff that you never get to see on any of my Facebook pages or any of that social media. So for $1.99 a month, you can subscribe right there with the camera on your phone. And I think I've got it set up where it'll work. I don't know. You'll have to let me know if it doesn't work. But anyway, that's what that's all about. For $1.99, you know, it's to help me to do all this. Okay. All right. So we'll get more into subscriptions as we go through time. In the meantime, we had a high today. Boy, it was warm, but it still didn't feel that bad. It wasn't really humid. It was just warm. 87, 8 degrees warmer than the normal, which as of today has dropped to 79. Yep, it keeps dropping. The low was 57. No rainfall past 24 hours, and none out there. This is all just your typical late in the day blooming, is what we call it. On the radar, there's just nothing out there but bugs and birds, and the birds are about to go sleep. So there's just nothing. And get ready, because there's not going to be anything for really, it looks like this week at all. I mean, rain chances are next to nothing. Yeah, it's going to be a little bit before we get some rain. Right now, as of 7:17 p.m., as I'm doing this podcast live, temperatures are in the 70s. There's a 62 down in Burksville, but that's because it's next to the river and it's cooler there, as you might expect with the cooler air. All right, so what else is going on? Well, let's take a look at how, well, I'm going to show you past 24 hours, no rainfall anywhere, of course. Winds right now are light coming out of the north. And because of that, the humidity was not that bad today, or the dew points. The dew points were in the mid and upper 50s. And so when we hit 87, it didn't feel like we were, you know, scorching hot. Okay. Which is a benefit to us. Now, a lot of you may be wondering about what's going on in the tropics. Here is the latest on Imelda. Yes, it did get a name today, Tropical Storm Imelda. And here is the path. And notice it is taking a turn. It is still forecast to become a hurricane, but it's going to take a hard right by Tuesday and go out into the Atlantic, maybe passing just by Bermuda on Thursday. Why is it taking a turn to the right? Well, because of the effect of Umberto that's out to the east, and it's having an effect on the overall system. Let me show you that. So that's the issue with this, is that just the bottom line, Imelda is not going to bring any of the southeastern coast the rain that we thought might happen. And remember yesterday or Friday, I think I told you that the possibility of getting some rain after this storm or in wake of Imelda could, if it made landfall in the southeast, could bring us a little rain and throw it over, sling it over the Appalachian Mountains into Kentucky, but it's not going to, because now it's going to take that hard right thanks to Umberto. So, look, both storms, and this is kind of a rarity. When you've got two storms side by side and they're both going to be steered in the same direction. But there you see it, plain as day. It's just um it's just one of those anomalies. That's Umberto. Major hurricane. It's gone up to, I think it's a 5 now, or it was. Yeah. So it's not going to harm anybody. It's a fish storm. But then as you saw Imelda here, it is going to bring some high tides, waves, some rain. Yeah, they're going to get some rain along the southeast coast, but then it's going to take that hard right and not bring us any rain. Doggone it. Here we go again. No rain. So we're going to keep things dry for the rest of the week and even into the upcoming weekend. I don't foresee us getting any rain out of any of those systems. And there's not any systems coming in that could help us with a chance of rain. And look at this. Here's a look at the rainfall projection for the next week. Look where all the rain's going to be. Yeah. But not here. Dry as a bone. And yes, the drought will continue, even though it may show some improvement from those days that it rained and it didn't count with this last update last Thursday. I think it will show a little bit of improvement, but it's not going to get rid of the drought because we're going to stay dry all this week. Yuck. Yuck, yuck. All right. Let's check on, let's see here. Let's go to the maps. And here you see, let me make sure this is updated, fresh data. Look at all the high pressures. I mean, they're small and, kind of helping build the ridge, but still. You see the rain coming in on the southeast coast. Looks like a clear sky overnight with high pressure in control. Some fog maybe in the morning for a few places there. You see it. Now, there is this inversion, and all that is just a bend in the atmospheric pressure that really is insignificant right now. Uh, there's just not any moisture to catch up with this. It's just a bend in the kind of like a trough, but it's not really helping us. So I wouldn't waste the time to even draw it on a map because it's just not helping. If this thing were laid out in a different way where it could tap into this moisture that's over in the Virginias and the Carolinas, then it would mean something. It would be significant, but it's not happening. Here we go into Monday evening, into Tuesday, same thing, different day, Tuesday afternoon, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Zero, zip, nada. So you guys are going to have to do what you've got to do to keep things wet, your yard or, whatever you need to keep wet, you're going to have to do it yourself because it's not coming from the sky. It's not going to. There's just no real chance of rain in there anywhere. And so drought situations will continue. And even some of those counties that had been taken out of burn bans, you may have to be put back under one sometime this week. I'm just saying. All right. Here's an updated model blender. Yeah, it's going to run a tick warm, next few days, mid to upper 80s. Then into the low 80s. There is still some indication that by sometime this weekend, a few of the models do have something coming in that would bring our temperatures down. But as you just saw on the surface map, it's showing nothing. And this model update may have picked up on Imelda throwing some moisture back our direction. But now that is not the case, and these numbers could change. These numbers could actually go up this weekend. Some of the models maybe haven't caught on to that yet. So I wouldn't bank too much on low 80s this weekend. It may stay in the mid 80s just because of the lack of rain. Yeah. So that's the way it's going right now. I wish I had better news for those of you who need rain, which is all of us. I wish I had some way of saying, yeah, here we go. We're going to get, some rain in here and it's all going to be good. And I'm afraid not. I'm afraid we're going to have to deal with more dry air. But I do see a big change coming about the middle of October, So October 1st is Wednesday. I see something coming after maybe the 10th to the 15th. I know that's still several days away, but around the 10th to the 15th, there's a signal coming in that looks like it could be something much cooler and wetter. But don't hold me to that. It's just something that I noticed today, just kind of looking around some of the models and, trying to see something way down the road that might not happen. But I don't want to get your hopes up. Anyway, you guys have a great evening. Thank you, as always, for watching. Try the subscription thing if you want. I'm going to try to get it, make it more streamlined. I think this is something new I've never done before. So, you know, if you want to subscribe, you can. There will be some extra content there if you do. In the meantime, thank you for watching. God bless you. And I'll see you tomorrow morning, 6 a.m. live on News 40 Sunrise. And then again at 9 a.m. and noon